everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where each Friday I pick a streaming service and three previously released films off of the service. And hopefully by the end of this episode, you have a nice full weekend full of movies to go check out. And not gonna lie, we're talking about my favorite streaming service, which is HBO Max. Such a wide range of great films to choose from, especially previously released films. And I'm going to be giving a bit of a dose of some Studio Ghibli, because that is the home of many of their films, some classic Rob Reiner, and Hitchcock classic. Um, I'm going to be diving into every single Hitchcock over 60 weeks over on Welcome to the Wasteland on my YouTube channel. So, give a little bit of a recommendation of an early classic of his. But let's get started with our Ghibli film, which is from 1989, and this is Kiki's Delivery Service. And this is a film from Hayao Miyazaki, and talks. The story is of young Kiki, who is a young witch who goes out into the world on her own with her black cat Gigi and winds up going on all types of adventures, starting up a delivery service, befriending a little nerdy kid, and saving him from absolute disaster from a giant zeppelin. And this film is one of those types of films where it doesn't have like a hard, structured narrative. It's one of those types of films where we're just experiencing the world along with Kiki and on this selection of adventures that she winds up going on. One, the settings, the landscapes, the drawing, just all the animation is absolutely gorgeous. Miyazaki does not miss. He is one of the all-time great filmmakers for a reason. And the very European influenced land that Kiki lives in is absolutely gorgeous and so many great details. And Kiki is a spunky, charming young woman who is a great protagonist for us to get behind. And Gigi is such a fun character as her little companion. And, they go on all these little adventures and they're fun, they're endearing. Some of them have a little bit more tension. They have the big Zeppelin moment at the end, which is thrilling and has some chasing and action and stuff like that and shaking things up. But overall, it's a beautiful, charming, coming of age tale that really just grabs you, pulls you in, and really, you know, makes the most out of this magical character, this magical world, and the whole setup that Miyazaki created here. And it's just such a charming film. It's a little bit more middle of the road for me, for Miyazaki, because, he has some all time great films, but this is such a charming, wonderful film that I have a special place for. Next up, not too far away time wise, but technically a different decade. It is 1990, and it's Rob Reiner's adaptation of Stephen King's novel Misery. And this film has all the atmosphere, the snowy mountain vibes, just all of this tension and suspense when a famous author goes off having drunk into his car and winds up being in this horrible accident and is nursed back to health by a fervent fan. And James Caan is the strong presence here as Paul Sheldon, this author who's bedridden, but it's Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes, this obsessive fan that just absolutely blows you away. Her performance is incredible. It is iconic. She is one of the most intimidating characters, swinging from sweet and endearing to fiery and rageful. And just the performance that Bates gives is absolutely incredible. It's few actors could have really brought that character to life in such a impactful way. And you have the likes of Richard Farnsworth and Lauren Bacall thrown in there in supporting roles. And Rob Reiner just has such a great handle of storytelling. And this was part of that streak of films that he had in the 80s into the 90s that was like an all timer, along with the likes of Spinal Tap and The Princess Bride. And, When Harry Met Sally and A Few Good Men, and Misery was right in there. This horror thriller that is psychologically taxing, it is intense, and some horrific moments that really hit hard. And you just in awe of what Kathy Bates is doing throughout this film and what Rob Reiner is able to do bringing it to life. But lastly, we're going to turn back the clock way back to 1938. And yes, this is a Hitchcock classic. This is The Lady Vanishes. And you have the likes of Margaret Lockwood and Michael Redgrave who give really strong performances, Paul Lucas filling out these characters. And we're traveling in a continental Europe, a rich young playgirl realizes that an elderly lady seems to have disappeared from the train. And this was a film that I had heard great things about, and it had been a while before I finally watched it. And when I did, I was blown away. I have an incredible Criterion. I love that cover and everything. This is such a captivating, compelling, and thrilling story that keeps you on the edge of your seat. There's so many twists and turns. There's fun characters to engage with and strong performances, mystery and and it just feels like this is Hitchcock. This is one of those early ones that really captured his spirit, his essence as a filmmaker and a storyteller. It's hard not to love this film, and all leading up to such a powerful, intense, and wild climax of a film. The setting is claustrophobic on this train. They do great character setup before we even get on the train and just continue delivering something so compelling and engaging throughout. It's a really special film, and I can't wait to get up to it for my Hitchcock series. I'm so looking forward to rewatching it. It is an incredible masterpiece of a film from a master craftsman of cinema, Alfred Hitchcock. But that is a wrap here on the streaming wasteland as we went through HBO Max and looked at some films for you to check out this weekend. And so let's do a little bit summation. We got 1989's Kiki's Delivery Service from Studio Ghibli and Hayao Miyazaki. Rob Reiner's 1990 adaptation of Stephen King novel Misery with an incredible Kathy Bates performance and an older, early, classic masterpiece from Hitchcock, The Lady Vanishes. But thank you all for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What's your favorite Studio Ghibli film? What's your favorite Stephen King adaptation? And what's your favorite classic mystery thriller suspense film? Probably is a Hitchcock, but maybe it's not. And make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPDM Crew Podcasting Network is ever expanding. We have so many great shows with all types of interests for you to enjoy. And if you want to be part of the crew, whether you're a guest on one of our shows or you want to host your own podcast, make sure to reach out to us on our website. And if you like our logo, check out High Flyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most important, thank you for tuning in and supporting the streaming wasteland here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network.